PC prices have now launched on foottrading.co.uk. You guys asked for them, we have given them to you. Over 660 PC prices for special cards, gold cards, all that sort of stuff over on foottrading.co.uk. A tier 1 subscription which includes silvers, icons and special cards for Xbox and PS is £10 a month. And a tier 2 subscription is live filters. We have the buying and selling prices for nearly 1,300 special cards, 300 icons and every single profitable silver card filter on this game. For tier 2 you also get access to the live filters feature, which is one of our most popular, and My Trade Storage, which is a custom built storage platform for you guys to store the trades you've made and see your profit in real time. So check out foottrading.co.uk, but for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing down below. Clicking the like button, all that good stuff is massively appreciated. As always, if you want to watch me do any of this stuff live, I'm recording this live right now over on Twitch. So click the link down below, come over to Twitch to get involved. And watching me on Twitch has never been more pertinent than the beginning of this video. So this video essentially for you guys is how to make coins out of batch 2 and 3 of Summer Heat, because there are a huge amount of coins to be made. Now, I know a lot of people say to me, oh, the game is dead, or I'm not playing anymore. Some people find that's true, but to other people, they're really enjoying the Summer Heat content. And the whole point of this is for you guys to make as many coins as possible, so that when the content comes out, you can do what you want, essentially. And on some of these cards we're talking about right now, we're talking about 2, 3, or 4 times their value they've gone up in relation to batch 1. And so batch 2 and 3 should be very similar to that. As always, with any trading, there is a degree of risk, so you have to be mindful of that. But it's just something to think about, essentially. Yeah, apologies if you heard my text there. It's pointing that out to me. But I'm going to just show you one player now, quickly. I just want to show you a player to just give you an idea of what's just happened. So I mentioned on stream that it's likely within, obviously, we are within batch 2 or 3, going to see the return of future stars and foot birthdays and stuff like that. And I mentioned that Sandro Tonali might be a good buy because he is one of only, I believe, 2 gold outfield players for Brescia other than their strikers. So him and Romulo, the only midfielders that are gold. So he's needed for the Brescia SBC, which is already hella expensive. Every time that he's gone out of packs so far this year, he has spiked like crazy. So I mentioned that. When I mentioned that, he was at 1.1k. You may have missed the boat on Tonali now because he's at 2.7k now. Now, people are still packing him, and once my stream finishes, he should calm down again. But yeah, he's absolutely rocketed up and gone up in value massively. So it's just something to be mindful of with this. Just something to be mindful of with these cards. Do not buy in too high. However, let's have a little look at batch 1. A couple of cards I want to show you from batch 1. 3 of them specifically. They're all headliners, but I want to show you what they did in batch 1. So the first card that we're going to look at is Kappa. Kappa's the first one that we're going to look at. So there's nothing special about this card at all, realistically. The only thing about him is that you use him for the athletic SBC. So use him for the athletic SBC. There's nothing really special about him. He's a rare right back from the La Liga, but it's meh. But he's out of packs. And currently right now, after being out of packs for a couple of weeks, he is 4,900. When he was first dropped back into the sort of packs and where he is now, he was as low as 1,000 coins. And then he steadily climbed, has been out of packs and got as high as 6,400 at one point. Now, if you're picking this card up, if you were picking this card up at, I don't know, let's say 1,000, 1,500 coins, and you've managed to sell him at a peak of about 6.4, you've essentially, nearly quadrupled your coins on that card? That's a massive amount of coins to be making from buying into players simplistically just because they're going to be out of packs. And it's a method that's been done on FIFA for years and years and years, and it makes complete and utter sense to invest no matter what time of the game we're at. Let's look at Nicolas Tagliafico, okay? Now, he always holds a decent value. He's an 82 rated left back. He always holds a decent value. But his sort of low price going into this was sort of like 8,000, 9,000 coins. He's now extinct on both consoles in his gold card. I think you can still pick up a couple of blues every now and then, but he's extinct and completely doesn't have any value with him. Now, he's obviously a decent investment, but you're paying like 8,000 coins in a card already. Do you really need to be worrying about someone like Tagliafico? I'd avoid it. If they're relatively high already, I would avoid buying into these cards. And then we'll look at the other headliner that I want to show you, which was Delaney. And this is the one that shocked me the most. Where is he? There he is. This is the one that shocked me the most in terms of just how high his value has gone. His 82 rated card is just an 82 rated card. That's what it is. It's an 82 rated midfielder. There's a lot of them on the game. He's used the Dortmund SBC and sometimes for other SBCs to get up in terms of rating. But if you look at him, when this dropped, he was in around 1.72k. He's as high as 7.1, 7.4k now on Xbox. So again, he's nearly quadrupled in value. That is a massive amount of profit from an 82 rated card, you're looking at about, give or take, 5,000 coins profit after tax. Now, that is a joke. That is an absolute joke in terms of coins that you can make. So now, what does this mean for batch 2 or 3? Now, shout out to Tradiac for this, because I was going to do one myself anyway, but he's gone and done one. So if you want that, I'll see if I can find a way to link it in the video for you. But he's putting together a price, a max buying price for it, a spreadsheet. But essentially, you want to be looking now at the promos that are coming. Why are people continually texting me? Apologies for this. It's funny because it's my mods that are doing that. It's weird that. You want to be looking at essentially any cards that are coming out from current from X promos. So you want to be looking at for birthday. You want to be looking at Ultimate Scream. The rumours are we're still going to get Ultimate Scream. You want to be looking at the UEL live cards. You want to be looking at all that sort of stuff to see where you can make coins. And you want to split your bets because we don't know what's coming in batch 2. You want to keep an eye on and see essentially what's coming out. So, let's have a little look at the special cards you can get on the game. If we go to players, FIFA 20 players, where we got that? There we go. And we get an idea of the card types. So where are they? There's version in it. There we are, versions. So you have a look down here, look at the versions. So what we've still got to come. We've still got TOTS, but I don't personally think that comes next. We might get minor league TOTS. James has invested into them. I think it's risky, but it's not one that I would go for personally. Foot birthday, without a doubt. I think we're going to see that at some point. Limited Doors we've already had, although Shapeshifters we've had, refresh we've had. Man of the matches, I ignore those in my opinion. Future Stars, for me, is the big one. That is the big one that I'd be looking at, without a doubt. Ultimate Scream, you've got a chance for it. UCL, there's the rares, man, the match. UCL Live's the main one I'd look at there. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to focus on the Future Stars. Where are they? They're not going to come up. Right, cool. Let's just search them. It's fine. Let's just search for... Let's search for the first one actually we're going to look at, which is Martinelli. I just got Martinelli. Is it Martinelli? There he is. So, Martinelli's got a Future Stars card. Now, this Future Stars card right now on the market is 190k, okay? It's not the best card in the world, I'm not going to lie. But Martinelli's a big one, and I'd be very careful with what you're buying into him at. Don't go ham and buy him more needlessly than you need to. Do not rely upon these prices here because of how like a lack of time that Footbin update silvers, okay? People that Footbin update silvers anywhere near enough. The reason why Martinelli is important, let me just clear off some of the crap from here for now, for 2 seconds. We'll just make it clear for you guys. The reason why Martinelli is important, and the reason why I like Martinelli a lot, is again it comes down to League SBC. So if you look at Arsenal, if you go positions, left mid, left wing, left forwards, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka, these are the guys that Arsenal have. Arsenal only have silver left mids, and you're removing one of those from the pot straight away. So these guys will inevitably go up in price because there's going to be less supply of left wingers for Arsenal, which invariably is going to raise Martinelli's price at the same time as these guys rise. So all of these guys here, in my opinion, could be good buys. Not just Martinelli, the two that go with him as well. Smith Rowe and Saka could be good buys. Now, again, just a reminder for you, it's vitally important. As Sean, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that, bro. When you trade, there's always a risk. But I don't think it's much of a risk here. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's very low risk and very no risk. But Martinelli, Smith Rowe and Saka could do very, very well from this. Keep an eye on their prices. The best time to buy these is probably going to be Thursday. Now, I say that despite the fact that silvers are down on the game right now. But on Thursday, we're going to get silver supply as part of market matchups. We may get silver supply between now and then. Thursday's the day that I would look to buy into these cards. Because we're going to get a lot of supply of them very quickly from 6 PM onwards. And you'll probably have to pick them up very, very cheaply. And it's definitely a good shout. Have a look at some more Future Stars and see where we're at with the better sort of cards. Don't just go based upon the fact that, okay, cool, they're for League SBCs. All cards will see a rise out of packs. Mason Mount is another one that's very, very good. Chelsea's League SBC is a 4-2-3-1 formation. Here's one of the cams that you pretty much need to use unless you want to convert down strikers and things like that. Mason Mount's another one that I think is a very good shout here. Tonali, as I've said already, and he's already spiked in price, is another very good shout. He'll do very well. I definitely think Greenwood could be a very good shout. Again, he's a centre forward card on his silver card. That means he's used for the United SBC, which again I believe is 4-2-3-1. So he's a very good shout in that. Dominguez isn't too bad. Kabak's not too bad. These guys aren't bad. All of them will go out of packs. Rodrigo, again, they'll all go out of packs. But they're the ones that I really, really like in terms of like the profit potential on them. Emerson, Martinez, these guys are alright. They'll do well. They'll all rise out of packs. Dembele, he's an 80 rated French striker. He will rise out of packs. I do really, really like those in terms of investing into cards that could potentially be in there. However, it's vitally important that you make sure you spread your bets across more than one promo. We've still got UEL Live, we've still got Foot Birthday, like I say, we've still got obviously Future Stars, Ultimate Scream, and even minor league TOTW'S if you really want to run the risk of it. I would spread 100% across all of those promos. Yes, it might mean that you make a couple of like losses on certain promo cards, but without knowing exactly what cards are coming, I'd be mindful that you just don't want to run the risk of putting all your eggs into one Future Stars basket. We might not see that till batch 3, for example. So things like that you need to be mindful of. 2 very good Twitter accounts that you can go and follow. In my opinion, they're very good for leaking. Dennis Foot is a very good leaker. He's usually very, very accurate. Doesn't tend to make 2 mistakes. And Donk, both of those are very good for leaking information. If you want to get sort of ahead of the game to be able to look at it, that's something to be mindful of without a doubt. Then there is another thing to think about here, and that is the release of the cards and what it does to the market when they release. So Friday comes and loads of new special cards are going to hit the market. It is going to create panic. It always does. Let me show you what happened to Juan Jesus and Luis Felipe, 2 players that I bought on the road to glory when this dropped. So let me show you Juan Jesus. When these cards dropped, when the new batch 1, we'll call it, dropped, these cards absolutely plummeted. So I'm going to show you it more realistically in terms of where we're at with this. So 20, let me just set this up properly, 6, there we go, that'll do. So here is the batch 2 dropping, batch 1 dropping even, so that's there. And Juan Jesus got down as low as 30k. Now I know he got cheaper than that, that's an average. I bought mine for 25, I believe it was, with a shadow card on him. It might have been 27 actually, with a shadow card on him. He then got back up to 40k. Obviously he got to 40k on average, that's not with a shadow card on him. There's more money in him with shadow card on him. So I would monitor into a lot of these cards, including Juan Jesus, Luis Felipe, all the special cards that come out. I would just be mindful and have a little look at them. I would personally avoid the special cards that came into packs with that drop. So let's say, for example, on Friday they drop Future Stars. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head here. Future Stars, Foot Birthday, and Ultimate Scream. I'm not saying they're going to, but let's say they drop that. I personally would avoid those cards and buying into because you don't know what price those cards are going to settle into with all the supply. I would avoid those. I would look at other ones. So, for example, if you see Foot Birthday drop, and obviously with Foot Birthday, loads of 5-star players dropped it, changed it up. I'd have a little look at sort of 5-star weak foot players, players that link into them, players that are very similar to those players that are outside of that promo and see what they do. But if, for example, you've been monitoring the market, which I'm going to be doing for the next few days, and I see that Juan Jesus' price at the moment is 39k, and I suddenly see him back down at 24s and 25s and 26s again, I will buy into these. I will buy into them 100%. Because I know they'll back up again. There's always panic. There's always panic when a promo drops. People just drop into them, they drop them out, get rid of them, and then they end up rising up again. And it's undercut after undercut after undercut. But I did that with Jesus, I did it with Luis Felipe. It's a really easy way to make coins. But it does require you guys to look at the market for the next couple of days and work out the players that you're going to target. So if you're going to be looking to target UEL cards and UCL cards, then perfect, get a knowledge of that. Again, spread your bets across a few promos. So, for example, if they drop 3 of the promos, you've still got 1 or 2 that aren't part of that promo that you can look to buy into. Spread your knowledge across that. Get a spreadsheet up and just every day, I'd say maybe twice a day, morning, evening, just check the price, keep an eye on what they're doing so you've got an idea of where those cards are at, what they've been doing for this week. If the price has been consistent, if you look at Juan Jesus, he's relatively consistent. He's dropped off after Weekend League, which you expect to do. He always does that. He will come back up against the Weekend League next week. It's just something to be mindful of, but there is a huge amount of coins to be made from this, an absolute mass of coins to be made from doing this. Like I say, summing it up, spread your bets across multiple promo cards. Don't just stick for the one promo card or the one promo, just across as many as you possibly can. Yes, you might lose on a couple, but the profits you gain on the others should more than outweigh that. It shouldn't be a problem at all. And look for the panic on Friday evening. Look for the panic that happens there. The drop in the market that tends to happen at that point. Make sure whatever you do, you are aware of what you're buying. You have knowledge of what you are buying. And if you do that, there's a lot of profit to be made from this. But that is going to be the end of the video. Hopefully it's going to help you guys make coins. As always, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing down below. Clicking the like button, all that good stuff is massively appreciated. But for now, lads, I am out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.